What is going on, YouTube? It's your guy Fabian coming back at you with another great video, this time on Rivian stock. Before we begin, I want to remind you guys that I am not a financial advisor. Nothing that you hear or see on my channel should be considered financial advice. With that being said, let's get right into it, right? So Rivian stock, oh boy, this thing is looking bad. Bearish, bearish, bearish. So I've got a little quick update. We'll take a look at the chart and we'll take a look at some couple of news articles that came out. But yeah, Rivian, man, it's just not looking good for them. As you can see from the all-time high up here of 179, it's come down to hit a lower low and come back up to hit a lower high, another lower low, another lower high. So what is that telling us? That's telling us that this thing is on a downward trend, right? Came down and hit another lower low, another lower high, forming another low, hit another lower low, and right now it's most likely going to be forming another lower high. So if you were waiting to get into Rivian, I'm thinking it's going to be a good time to get in pretty soon. I don't know, I'm not sure how much more this can bleed, but I'm pretty sure people will start stepping in soon to buy the dip, right? I know I've been waiting to get in to Rivian, so I'm thinking if it gets down to about 75, around there, I'm comfortable buying in. But yeah, I made some notes here for you guys, so it's obviously on an easily identifiable downtrend, right? The CEO stepped down, and the problem with that was the company never put out an official release, right? So I think somebody just saw it on Twitter or something, or on his LinkedIn, like he's no longer working at Rivian. So that's just not good, right? When will the bleeding stop? What point does it form new support? So it hit 75 here, so it did hit this support of 75. It could just come back and bounce off 75. I'd be willing to buy it there, but I could see it going lower, honestly. I could see this thing going lower because of this. Ford and Amazon, right? So Rivian has a lockup period, and I'm pretty certain it's going to end in May. So in May, you guys have to remember that these two companies, Ford and Amazon, they invested a lot of money in Rivian, right? And as you know, Amazon recently backed out. Rivian was supposed to make a bunch of trucks for them. They recently backed out. So when the lockup period is over, Ford and Amazon, they might be wanting to take some profits, right? I could be totally wrong, and they could just say, "Hey, I see potential, so we're gonna leave our money in this company." But I mean, if you look at this downward trend, I mean, if I was them, I would take some profits. So that could potentially send this stock even lower. So just be on the lookout for that, because that could be a potential dip buying opportunity. But let me see. So I have a little article here. Of course, Rivian stock is dropping because of two issues that affect the vehicle production. So this article goes on to talk about how the company's chief operating officer just kind of retired, like I said, and then it just said on his LinkedIn that he is retired, right? So I mean, that obviously it's hitting shares because it was a surprise, like I said. And then another thing with this, though, is that this company they announced that they weren't going to be able to produce they weren't going to be able to hit their target of, I think it was 1,000 vehicles. And so for 2023, they expect to deliver 100,000 vehicles. So how are you going to do that, right? And then if you're not hitting your goals from last year. So then somebody down here made a pretty good comment. So he said, let's see, if you have production issues, you don't grow. If your CEO made enough money from the outrageously overpriced IPO that he no longer needs to work for the company, you'll not grow. If the production manager just quit his pet shop to come oversee your new factory, you'll not grow. So now some folks are scratching their heads. If this outfit is this outfit worth 78 billion with 1,000 trucks produced in 1 year? And so he's totally right, you know. Is it? No, it's not. In my opinion, it's not. So